Oh, there we go. Okay, we're recording now. For YouTube, potentially. We're watching a Dazzle game, who's now Legend 1, but was Archon at the time of this game. Gonna look for some general improvements. Actually, I could leave that up. Let's see. Okay. Oh, let's turn on the chat. Chat can pop in. Here goes. You guys ever have a question, you can pop in. Do you review noob carry replays? Yeah, if you send them in. Right now, I'm waiting. I'm catching up on all the ones that got sent in. And then after the patch, I'm going to open it up again. Did we see? I thought you guys saw this hero here. But yeah, I can't give as, like, insightful information, I feel like, for carries. But I think some generalities. Okay, so you did see the hero here. Yeah, you saw Lion. So you just have the idea that possibly there can be a ward up here. I think you guys can try to play aggressive here. I think you actually want to, if you think you're gonna play here, so if you cast Poison Touch right now, to get a lot of value out of Poison Touch, you have to attack them a couple times. So people should know that, and when they get Poison Touch, they should just run away. So if you can ever cast Poison Touch when they have to stay for something, that's usually pretty good. So right now, if you think you can fight this Underlord, which I'd say with Slark, it's okay for you guys to fight here, you can cast Poison Touch earlier, because this guy is going to stay around for 6 more seconds until this rune spawns. Or he leaves, but then that's okay too, because you can just get the rune, and then you're happy with that. So I think you can already cast Poison Touch, like, even a little sooner than this. Just like a couple extra seconds sooner. And I'd probably still try to poke him a little bit more there. Because every time you get to refresh the duration, you're just getting more and more value out of it. You don't need to eat this tree, by the way. I mean, it's a good tree to eat with the Tango to open up the path. But if Slark has a Quelling Blade, he can do it. And you will actually reach full health with your items if you stand under tower before the lane even starts, I think. Well, thank you. Yeah, the stream's been a little inconsistent because I've been getting kind of busy and I've got an exam on Thursday, which I also have to prep for. But I'm starting to wrap up some of my classes, so hopefully that means we'll be a bit more free to do more streams, which will be fun, and we'll have a lot to stream with the new patch. I don't. If you're gonna cast your spell, it's for the Underlord. And you're gonna go poke the Underlord, not for the ranged creep. Don't. This is like very little damage, so if you're gonna get the last hit on this range creep, it's probably with your auto attack anyways. Poison Touch has a really long cooldown, so you really want to use it on the Underlord or the Lion. Either one's fine to me, but you want to be using it to harass more than you want to just like try to use it to last hit things. Underlord also has quite a lot of armor, 7. And Lion's got 3. Poison Touch is physical damage, so if you're able to harass out the Lion, then it's now a 2v1 lane versus Underlord, and then that should be okay. Okay, these auto attacks should reveal that they have a ward, so I think you should buy a sentry. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to say, your starting items, these parts are fine. I don't think you need the Ring of Regen, though. It's, it tends to be a little lackluster starting with a Ring of Regen. There's only like a few people who will do it, like Phoenix is actually the only one that's coming to mind. There's not a lot of supports that really like to start Ring of Regen, just because the gold efficiency of it is good in the long run, but for the immediate laning stage is usually not so great. So for example, like just 2 mangoes instead has a very similar value in terms of passive regen, but then it also gives you the mana. Thank you for the follow. So yeah, I would probably... Underlord has a decent amount of armor, so I'm probably not buying a Blightstone to be like hyper aggressive. Ooh, doing a full pull here. So like right now, you should run at this Lion. Just like sprint at him. Because if he tries to fight you, he'll aggro the creeps. And there's no way he wins, right? Between 2 heroes and all these creeps. You are a little low, So if you had been a little healthier, it would feel more comfortable, because this is a little scary being 300 health. But this is usually still a very good time to trade with position 4s, especially someone like Lion, who's actually, he's not that strong. He's like annoying through repeated pokes, but like kill threat wise, it's not that bad as long as you're not too low. So like right here, so we just talked about how it's like, hey, we want them to have a reason to stick around. He wants to contest the pull, so that's why, like, if you'd been a little healthier, this was the perfect time to run at him with Poison Touch. And if he wants to stay around for XP, you're gonna get tons of damage in. And if he realizes I can't afford this, I gotta leave, then you're zoning him away from the XP, and it'll be really good. If not, right here, another great time to use Poison Touch, because he absolutely cannot fight you. It'll slow him down, and then you'll get to getting some auto attacks. Actually, I like this play too, trying to ooh, nice deny. I'm pretty happy with that too, doing that hard camp pull instead. Okay, you are getting a sentry. I hope that means you realize there's one here. I study food science. Last semester here. Yeah, Poison Touch this guy. Hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him, hit him. Okay, so this is a common mistake with Lion. Once he's stunned, that's like the scary part, the stun. Once he's used the stun, he's actually quite weak. Second, when he's mana draining you, it's irritating. And if he's in a safe spot, then you just have to break the mana drain. But if you can actually just sit there and hit him, you're winning the trade so hard, right? Because he's just sitting, he's just draining your mana and you're hitting him. You're not taking any damage, you're just losing mana. That's why the mangoes would be good too, by the way, because as you get your mana drained, although I would have thought it was Lion 5 and Phoenix 4. So that's not strictly why I would have bought them. But with Poison Touch applied, you have to refresh Poison Touch. Poison Touch, without being refreshed, is one of the worst mana for damage spells out there. But if you refresh it several times, it becomes one of the best spells. That's why Dazzle's laning stage is a little inconsistent. So anytime you have a chance to like hit him a couple times and refresh, like for example, when he's used his stun and is now draining your mana, this is actually the time to like hit him, eat a tango in between hits, and just force him to stop and force him to start running away. Who? Ah! You should be running at him, especially right here when you do this. You should just be going at you should just be hitting the Underlord. Forget this Lion. You won't die. Lion does not kill you quickly. Lions harass. I don't know if, it looks like he's gonna get away. I think that was an Underlord kill if you ran in there. Alright, this Equilibrium is fine. You might consider stacking the small camp. I think that's a good thing to do right now. Yeah, you see how Slark's fine. It's like you're not really needed here. And you do have to be careful about... You do have to be a little careful about Underlord stealing your stuff. Ooh, it's probably a kill if Poison Touch had gone off. If you had the mana. This is where mangoes are nice. Even if you don't know Lion's going to be in your lane, picking up a mango later. Ooh, this is scary. He can deny it. That is not the best time to deward. He doesn't know you have a sentry there, so you can save it for later. Oh, but anyway, so that part, I think he was fine there. I think you just go to do a stack and be a little careful of Underlord stealing it. But you know what? If Underlord comes over, this is a pretty dangerous part of the map. You can Poison Touch him, have Slark run over after he clears the creeps, and maybe you get a kill. But even if Underlord is over here, you might be just getting Slark a ton of solo XP, or some creeps may have already been denied by the time Underlord runs over, because he is a little slow. Next thing I want to say, you dewarded this. Well, actually, it works out. It looks like he put the sentry back there. You dewarded the ward here. It does mean they're going to bring in a sentry of their own. So sometimes you want to be careful with your own wards and like really push it to the edge. If you really want to ward here, put it to the edge. Because if they come in with a sentry like casually in this area, it will get this ward, but not the ward down here. And the vision this gives versus over here is very similar, but this one here is a safer spot. I think this lane can potentially get kills as long as you have mana. You gotta help this Slark. You gotta run right over. You gotta be here. Even if you don't have mana, you gotta, like, listen, I don't click people to check their mana and items. I forget all the time. There's no way these guys know you don't have mana. So you have to run in, even if you're just faking it, to encourage them to back off. And if they don't back off, you're still in range to at least auto attack a bit and still, like, trade a bit. But right now, Slark's getting his ass kicked, and your right clicks are not bad, you know? So getting in a couple attacks here and there, that's still really good. If they're beating up on the Slark and you can't cast any spells, just hitting that lion like 5 times, that still does a lot for your lane. All right, looking to pull the Kobold camp. Unfortunately, it's the lamest camp. But if your goal is to get Slark to 6, it's kind of okay. And some of the last hits, missing some, not a huge deal, I'm sure. I mean, you know you're supposed to get them, so it's just a matter of practice. Oops, careful with that. All right, so how you have mana issues this game, but what's happening? Are you having mana issues because you're casting a lot of spells in bursts? Or is it because this lion drains all your mana? It's the latter, and that means a clarity is not going to help you that much, because even if you clarity up to full health, it's going to stun you and then drain your mana. So I think the magic stick is good for this, but then I think a mango or two is also really good, especially now that you have 2nd level and poison touch. You could easily get killed. Look, is this not a kill if you can cast both spells right here, poison touch, into this massive shadow wave heal bomb? It's such a kill. Ooh. Oh, barely had enough mana to do both anyways. Yeah, look at that. This is awesome. Fantastic. So the way they're playing, if you have mana, you can definitely threaten them for kills. So that's why I think the mangoes are important. So are you going to pull or are you going to stack? I think you should stack here. Looks like you're pulling. Let's look at the lane real quick. This is fine, right? It's pushing to you. 3 creeps, just your catapult wave. It's going to push to the tower. So if you let this creep wave go, it's just going to meet around here, and this is totally fine. But now that you're doing this pull, what's going to happen is that all these creeps, after they kill this catapult, they're going to push under the tower. These creeps aren't going to die, and you're actually going to push this wave pretty hard. And you might take a lot of tower damage, too, because the catapult's still alive. But I'd say this is a pretty bad time to pull, and therefore it's a pretty good time to stack, so you can use it later. Oh, you at least did a half pull instead of a full pull, so that's pretty good compared to a full pull. But I do still think this is a time to stack rather than try to, like, you don't really need to do those to denies. It's not like a huge deal. Gonna barely live. Keep an eye on your minimap, because kind of knew those guys were there, but I think you still walked in a little too far. Crystal Maiden's here, so maybe you're trying to play aggressive, but this is still pretty risky if you're in first, right? Look how low you are. Okay, healing up a bit now. Woo! Just enough. Oh, you actually got a 2nd point in your Shadow Wave. It's okay, but consider holding on to the skill point for Shallow Grave. In this case, you probably don't have enough mana to use both, actually. But sometimes you don't really need to cast Shadow Wave that much, and holding on to your skill point in case you need the Shallow Grave can be huge. Like, they're diving the Slark, and they think they're going to get a kill, and then you Shallow Grave them under tower. And then you get a kill instead of dying. Well, maybe he dies afterwards anyways. But still, you know what I mean. Here, so imagine this was a stacked camp, then this whole creep wave dies right here. And then that's 4 creeps denied rather than the 2 we denied earlier with that half pull. And now we don't have a stacked camp. And unless that whole creep wave dies, I think he might end up pushing again. I think this is decent. You want to hit the Underlord more. So I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing like not the best efficiency with Poison Touch. Anytime you cast Poison Touch, you want to be able to attack like at least 3 times. Ooh, Underlord buyback. I feel like maybe he could have done it, but whatever. Might get a Phoenix kill now. Yeah, keep an eye on it. Nice. All right. Pretty good TP out. He didn't die. You got a lot of gold, too, so now you can actually get Arcane Boots pretty quickly. Dazzle's very happy with that. You might not be able to push up into their secret shop, though, so you may also consider sending your courier to the secret shop to buy it for you and then bring it over. Oh, you made it over fine. Oh, but yeah, the Poison Touch, I mean, yeah, I like the numbers, but if you do a bit of math and pop it up and realize, like, if you don't refresh this at all, the value is actually quite weak. Like, look at it. 28 damage for 5 seconds. Let's just do 25 damage because that's easier math-wise. So it's like 125 damage for a level 2 spell. That's actually so bad. But you refresh it, so then it's like 10 seconds, and now it's a 280 damage spell, and that's pretty good. But then if you like anything after that, you're like bumping it up further and further, and it gets crazy. So anytime you use Poison Touch, try to get off several auto attacks with it. Yeah, Dazzle's like, it feels like his laning is awkward. He still like does the same thing as usual, but his lane feels really awkward because it's all about this Poison Touch. Like whether you get off a good Poison Touch or not, whether you're able to like heal bomb people, things like that. You are leaving top, and I'm fine with this. Top is like doing well. You walked away, so you can TP top if you need it. I see they have a lot of heroes there, so maybe you guys should be prepared to help out. But Brood's just taking this tower, and that's good. You guys were like ready to come bottom, but Viper's not actually here. So it's going to be unlikely that you get a kill with 2 supports, though. Looks like you guys are going in on this. Let's go. Get her, get her. Yeah, that was a little bit hopeful, I would say. You guys don't have the best damage. If you guys wanted to smoke, I know it's weird. I usually tell you guys to like go bottom, or like away from the carry. But in this case, Slark loves getting kills, and we saw 3 people top. So if you guys are like there preemptively ready to get kills, and because Viper's not bottom, like I think top could have been okay to head over. But it looks like now you are bottom. You guys are pushing it, so this should be okay. Yeah, Dazzle's wave clear is quite nice. Stuff's happening mid. You might want to take a look. Looks like she's okay, but you might want to run over. Brave, nice. I don't think you guys are killing them. Maybe, actually, if you had one more point in Poison Touch, I think the damage would be pretty good. You might have been able to kill them, but I understand backing out here too. So this game, you're going to need a lot of armor and a lot of magic resist. Actually, they have a good split, but it's likely the physical damage is going to be the issue for you guys. So getting any kind of armor items could be nice. Medallion. I'm okay with Greaves. Any active item also feels nice on Dazzle. From the trees. Never saw it coming. But you get a brood, or not a brood. This lion, right at the edge of Broodmother webs. Where should I go? Better run into the brood web again. Oh man, he might have lived if he ran out. She might have lived if she hadn't dove so far either, though. Well, Slark's farming. I guess that's okay. Though actually, usually when you have a Broodmother mid, you usually want to leave the Broodmother alone. Like, provide some wards and just let her, like, farm. I think it would be better for you guys to just, like, be pressuring bottom a lot. This is, Legend. Or actually, most people here are Archon. He was, like, Archon 3 when he sent this in. Archon 3 or 4, and now he's up to Legend 1. But we're still reviewing the game. Yeah, I don't mind this. Poison bomb. He's going for it. Grave, heal, nice stuff. Such wow, indeed. Alright, so you're going for a Ghost Scepter. I mean, I get where it's coming from for the Drow and the Clinks, but you will take increased magic damage from, like, the Underlord, Lion, and Phoenix. And I think you also have to be worried about the silence from, well, from Drow, but did he... Yeah, he built an Orchid. So I think you have to be worried about that. And so I think Greaves would be really nice. Greaves gives you more physical resistance. It gives you a heal for your whole team, but also for yourself. So that handles physical and magic because you're healing. And then if you finish Greaves, you'll end up with an active that purges the silence to make sure you can cast Grave or whatever other spells. So I think instead of Ghost Scepter, I would do that. I would just go for the mech. Getting some last hits. Nice. I don't know if I may have not have been paying attention to the warding so far. Have you had it in a bit? I think Aquila's a nice team item. I don't mind that. Be careful of your positioning here. Brood has both towers top. No! Oh, you're gonna live. Oh my god, I thought you were gonna die because it got delivered to your backpack. Woo! Close. Oh, you did die to the Orchid. My bad, my bad. Ah, that's so unfortunate. That's unlucky. I mean, technically there's stuff you can do, like rearrange the order of the items in the courier, but I mean, it happens to everyone. I've definitely done it. You are going for the Greaves next. Honestly, I don't mind the Ghost Scepter if you feel like that was an issue, but that's only the second time you've died, so I didn't have the sense that you were getting, like, hunted down quite yet. You could argue it's pretty next, like, preemptive purchase. I think that's okay. Pushing out mid. Bottom tower is really the one you guys needed to get, though. Like, Broodmother will do Broodmother things on her own. And it's like the bottom tower I think you guys needed to help the Viper get. You, Crystal Maiden, Viper. Not a stun between you guys, but tons of damage. Yeah, I wouldn't mind an Ags if he can reach that point. It's a little, it's quite expensive for a position 5 Dazzle. But he's 4, 2, and 5, so he might get there. AD warding. You have made your way bottom. Team got the top tower, not bad. Clinks might find a kill here. Looks like solo smoke warding mission. I don't really mind. I will say though, if you're gonna solo smoke to ward, this feels like a bit shallow to like, you could do this without smoking and just hope they have nothing. If you want to smoke by yourself to ward, I'm imagining something like way back here, like this sneaky spot here, or like over here, maybe like this side too, something back here. That feels like worth solo smoking for, though maybe it was a misclick. I suppose that's a possibility too. I would like for here actually right now, this attack speed slow is killer. So actually the Ags, if you did make it to that point, could be really cool to remove it from everyone so you guys can then kill like Phoenix Egg easily. Get it anyways. Aww. Crowd TP's out. It's kind of funny you guys are pressuring the top tier 2 like this right now. I really think bottom would be far easier for you guys. This feels like, well, we want to fight here. I guess we'll just keep going here. But it is okay to like win a fight and then go, actually, we need to be bottom. And then to walk down there. It's like, this is good. I think you should Clarity already. Just get it going. You really want to be next level? Clarity, disassemble your Arcane Boots, put it in your backpack, unlock it later. But don't worry too much about that. It's a little extreme. Might kill this lion now. You guys aren't going to go high ground, though. You know? If you win these fights. Oh, Ghost Scepter paying off. Maybe it is okay to buy second item before the Greaves. It does guarantee you live, whereas the mech doesn't. I kind of like it, actually, to be honest. I'll change my mind. Alright, so now you're top. I think you still want to be bottom, though. Leave this to Slark, probably. As long as Slark is farming, it's fine. So he can farm top perfectly okay while you guys pressure that tower. You guys really want that tower. It's still up. Thanks for the follows, guys. Your team items, you're like, your whole hero is like meant for team fights. So, you know, you want to be with the team, because otherwise you can't do the whole team fighting stuff. The werewolf, thank you for the follow. Dr. Do-A-Lot, Deba Yoke. I hope I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you for the follows, guys. All right, we did make it bottom. I wouldn't walk up so forward, though. Well, I guess Slark's wrapping around. Maybe it's okay. It's scaring me a little bit. Raven him. Sure. It never feels great when you're under the tower like this. I don't really blame... I don't fully blame you there, because I know your Slark did dive in. But let's go back a bit. Let's pretend I'm you on this Dazzle. So for one, I want to be a little further back until my team's up here. Now, once you've attacked, you just want to stay back. Stay in range for Grave, but not actually, like, you don't actually need to attack or anything here. So you end up Graving a little early. Maybe you didn't know Slark was going to ult. That's okay. And now you're trying to run in to, like, keep up with him. But I don't know if I would do that. I would let him hit and then still stay at the edge, like, over here behind these trees, maybe. Because you do have, like, you can't even Grave right now anyways. And he's full health, so you don't have to heal. The poison touch is not, like, critical or anything. So if you stay back, it would have avoided this double stun a bit. And maybe that would have kept you away from Lion and dying to begin with. But Dazzle as a support, you just kind of, like, weave in and out to, like, cast your spells. Bye, Phoenix. Oh my god. Melted. Destroyed. Oh, thank you, Werewolf. If you ever want one of yours, join the Discord, and then you can submit a replay to get reviewed. Right now it's on pause though, because the patch is about to come out. These are the last two I need to finish before the next patch. But usually you can just submit one, and we either do them on stream or I make a video of it. Underlord kill here. So around this time, you guys can think about doing Roshan. You might need a medallion because Slark is not the greatest Roshan taker unless he, like, builds up some stacks. But Broodmother's kind of okay at it. Oh, Broodmother's got Solar Crest. Okay. So yeah, then you can definitely do Roshan between all your heroes if you get a good kill. And then you just... that's it. You just go. Mjolnir, not enough to stop the spiders. Clinks, though, maybe. A drow kill? Probably enough. I think you guys could do Roshan right here. Go, put some wards in this top lane. Their jungle. Oops, why am I on Brood? I should be on you. Spot that area, and then that way you can, you do Roshan. Well, Viper just died. Maybe not. You still want vision in the area, though. Alright, standing behind the Brood. Alright, so I'm going to guess you don't play with too many Broodmothers. Just because it's like, it's pretty rare to see the hero, to be honest. That's not meant in a slight. I don't think you guys play with that many Broodmothers, and I don't play with that many Broodmothers. But, at least right now, it's not that popular. But usually, Broodmother wants to be left alone. Broodmother becomes really powerful when she hits this level 20, right here, actually. When she gets this 18 Spiderling attack, if you leave her alone next to buildings, she'll destroy them. So actually, a lot of the times, you want to leave her alone, and you try to do things other places. Because the enemy has to bring multiple heroes to deal with Broodmother, and if that's the case, then you have multiple heroes quickly taking objectives like bottom, or also bottom, but the second tower, or you're like stealing their jungle, stuff like that. And then later you still do that. So like you still threaten this bottom tower, and if the enemy team like comes to defend this bottom tower, Brood's like zoot zoot zoot, and then she destroys this tower instantly. Or she's just farming really efficiently to reach level 20 and the AC, where she will then do this. If they choose not to deal with you and they go deal with Brood, then again, free objectives. So it's like you usually don't actually want to be behind a Broodmother in a lot of cases. Even when she can get kills, it's like usually she can get kills on her own. And if she's not getting kills, she's okay if she's farming efficiently. She doesn't have to get kills. If you do go to her, it should be to get kills and not just to like back her up taking a tower. She doesn't care about sieging. She will take it when they don't pay attention to her because she's so fast. So like a couple times we've seen you like stand behind the Brood, which is like really good to do with any other mid. But Brood so happens to be someone who like doesn't really care about it. I think you guys should actually just do Roshan right here. This double damage. Ask Brood to come over with Solar Crest maybe. Probably don't even need Solar Crest to do it. But Clinks is dead. Got a double damage rune. Decent vision up here. Or I guess you guys just placed it, but it's fine. If you really kill. Okay, Drow kill. Instantly Rosh. Go to Rosh right now. Look at this minimap and tell me there's something more important than Roshan right now to do with a double damage. The creeps are way up here, so you can't even get this mid tower, or this top tower. The creeps are down here, but you guys are here, so it would take you a long time to get to this bottom tower. It's like, okay, maybe we could go mid. Broodmother can do mid without any of you. And if Brood can't get mid, the 5 of you cannot efficiently get mid. So if Brood can't do mid here because Underlord is there, then all 5 of you being there will still be stopped by the Underlord. So there's no other, like, useful thing. Nice. All right. I don't know who called it, but this is good. All right, now you guys can go look to take those other towers. Don't go with Broodmother, go top or bottom, is what I would say. Looks like you guys are going in anyways. You might want to... So, like, as this fight's happening, I'm noticing, like, I can't see what's going on the screen. You know, click and then try to, like, move your camera down. It's, just to see what's happening. I know it's a bit hard, but it's, like... Most of you, I think, are, like... I think if I present you the information, you can make the right decisions, right? The hard part and the issue with climbing MMR often is not so much about game knowledge, but it's collecting the information. So, like, moving your camera around or keeping an eye on the minimap absorbing the information, quickly processing it, and then coming up with a decision. Like, that's the hard part for a lot of people. So right here, it's like, I don't know what's happening in the fight until now. Now I can start to see some stuff. But actually, I got there, and Slark got instantly fingered and died, right? But maybe if you'd seen it a little ahead of time, you see the lion coming up, maybe you Guardian Greaves further away, maybe you Shallow Grave, something like that, and maybe he doesn't die like that. So it does look like it's working out, the fact that you guys are, like, rushing down here. I still don't think you had to, though. I do think that securing these other 2 towers first, and then, like, if the enemy team deals with you, Brood will take this on her own, and if they stop Brood, then you guys are getting 2 sets of towers, or 2 towers, and then you guys, like, pressure 1 lane. So 4 of you pressure bottom or top, Broodmother pressures mid, and Broodmother's fast enough to join you guys if a fight does break out. But if a fight does break out, she probably just takes the tower on her own. You bought a gem. I don't think you had to. I think you're winning enough where you don't really need this gem, actually. Good grave. Might still die. I don't think that's your fault, though. I think she probably went in too far. Ooh, another good grave. All my teammates need to be graved. All right, so throwing a little bit here, it feels like. At least he got the drow in time. Run away, I've got the gem. Get me out of here. Okay. Yeah, for a team that was 10k up with the Aegis, I don't think you guys needed to, like, die like that at all. So, Brood pushes mid. You guys just got Roshan, so you go top, you get this tower. Then you wrap around, you get the bottom tower, and then you just keep pressuring bottom, let's say, while Brood does the mid stuff. And I don't think there's any reason. By the time you start trying to pressure the high ground, you're now 2 towers richer, all the last hits associated with that. The enemy is stuck in their side of the map for quite a while. Nice stack, by the way. So you're just, like, getting ahead of them. And so by the time you go high ground, you're just, you know, you're like 15k up. You did get the high ground, like, you did get the barracks and stuff, but it just came at a cost that it didn't quite need to. All right, it's kind of chilling now. Uh-oh, get me out. Whew. So you choose to get the Ags. I do think the Dispels are kind of cool, but you do have this, like, Dark Pact on Slark, and you do have, like, BKBs on the, at least the Brood. So I'm kind of wondering if, I think Lotus Orb might have been a safer item to reflect, like, the stun from Lion, and then potentially the hexes coming out later, things like that. But I kind of like the idea of the Ags here, and I think it's cool to try it. Losing another hero, you guys shouldn't be trying to get bottom here anyways. You should go top, take those buildings. Ooh, actually, Brood's doing it. So let's go back real quick. So watch Brood. She doesn't need any of you to help her out. She's doing perfectly fine, right? So that's the idea. That's why we leave her alone when she has AC and the spider attack talent, and she just, you know, Underlord is forced to come here to deal with her, and she's still going to be farming all right. She should actually be like farming over here, I think, and you guys are pressuring something else. I do both. I'm a better position 5 though. Hey Fuskar, this is a high Archon, mid to high Archon game. Though the Dazzle is now legend, actually. I still kind of want to see how this Ags build works out, though. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, take that telescope. That telescope's so good on you. Oh, actually, I just noticed you're still using a tier 1 neutral. Let's look at your stuff. I think I think like any of this is better than this one. I think the Quickening Charm, the Spider Legs, Ring of Aquila, even this Arcane Ring, I think all of those sound nice. Even this for more stats. Telescope would have been cool, but actually if Crystal Maiden's going to hold it, that's fine. I'd probably take one of these too if your team doesn't want them. Would you end up? Spell Prism? Okay. If no one else on your team wants it, I'm fine with you having it. Seems like it could be decent on Viper, though. They're getting some kills through the invis. All that needs to happen right now is you guys just like wait for Roshan, take that. So the state of the map right now should be that they have no towers. You just have vision like all in this area. And then you just hold that. Because you only have to hold them here, you have like a bunch of sentries in place. You see Clinks try to sneak out anytime. You wait for the next Roshan, you get Roshan, and then you just repeat what we talked about. One person, Broodmother, tries to take top or bottom. Everyone else does the other one. And if you really want, all 5 of you can go down a lane. Like, that would be okay too. But it's the idea of like waiting for Rosh, not losing these pickoffs. We're getting to a point in the game where even if they're like super behind, a couple kills, like Clinks and Drow will take your whole base. The illusion got me. I think Roshan is up. Okay, now you guys do know. So you guys should only be playing in the top half of the map right now. Make sure you can do Roshan. You guys are just going for it. This scares me a little bit. I really do think that doing Rosh is, or getting a kill first is safer. But might be okay. Looks like it's gonna be. If someone had pushed out bottom first, this would feel a lot better, I think. Jeez, someone. All right, let's slow down. So I think this is good positioning so far. Ooh, hit this egg. Broodmother! Just enough, okay. Slark dove in super deep. Got deleted there. I think what you did was fine, though. I don't think Slark should have gone in that far. Running in over here, I think is the right idea. Gonna heal bomb a bit. Get your Greaves. If you had your... So you actually, since you're carrying this gem, you don't need to have Dust of Appearance here. I think you can put the wards in here. And that means when you pass this area, you could drop a ward up here so that you can see this whole fight happening. Team looks like you're just diving really hard. I don't think that's strictly your fault. The best you can do is to kind of like lay out a game plan for them and tell them like, hey, look, we have Aegis, just go down a line, you know, like siege together. Don't do what we just did. Ah, no! So close. Mission Impossible, gem rescue. Maybe they won't see it. It's just like a small ward now. They'll never know. It's working out. I do think a Lotus would help a lot in this game. You just throw it on whoever is diving like crazy, like the Slark, the Broodmother, and then suddenly Lion can't do anything to them without accidentally hexing his whole team. Or if we look at some of their items, they can't... I mean, they can be orchided, but they get reflected. Halberd gets reflected. She doesn't have anything. Lion, Phoenix. Like, there's not that much to reflect, but I think the Hex stun is threatening enough on its own that if one of them get hexed and stunned, and chain stunned, like, Clinks and Drow kill them. You saw how fast Slark died. That's why I think the Lotus is really important to help reflect some of that and protect them a bit. Because at least, even if Lion chooses to still stun or hex, then he won't be able to chain stun. And that's the important part. He won't be able to... Because he's hexed himself, he can't do the follow-up stun without Slark or Brood having a chance to press BKB or the Dark Pact, whatever. You guys are dying a lot one by one.
This is where you just need to, like, control one part of the map. Like, relax a bit. Like, why are you even looking at this? You have 2 people dead. Why are you even looking at this? Focusing different targets. Yeah. It shouldn't even be here. You should just be waiting for the high ground. One set of racks does not mean you've won the game. I don't think I need to tell you that, but, like, that's what I'm feeling from this team. The way they're playing, like, Brood going in super far, Slark going in super far. Getting the racks is great and all, but Brood is an early game hero. She's meant to take racks and stuff. This is simply what must happen. It doesn't mean we're winning, or that we can't lose. You are winning, but... Oh my god, she got the gem back? Mission Impossible, the courier all the way? Incredible. See, another 4v5 fight. You know? Why? I mean, you weren't there, so it's not, you know. At most, you can tell your team, like, please don't do this. Like, just wait for me. Oh my god, are you killing him? Oh, man, that's crazy. Can't believe you guys killed him. Yeah, we got some dive-happy cores. Honestly, I'm not too worried about the rest of this game. Playing with the Brood is kind of specific, so we'll finish it out. We're kind of playing faster here, but to start summarizing this game, I think your laning stage was okay. A couple pulls that could have been like stacks first, and that would have helped with your lane equilibrium management. But then also a couple poison touches that weren't efficient, that you need to make sure you can attack a little bit more. This smoke right here, by the way, you should not be the one in front. Anyone else can be in front but you. Your job is to be in the back and save people. If you go in the front, you're the most likely person to die, and you're the only one who can save his teammates. So, like, yeah, having to come up like this kind of guarantees, like, look how much damage you ended up having to take. Your team's not taking, like, straightforward fights. When you have a Dazzle, you just go in a line so that Dazzle's in the back. No. That should be it. Yeah, you don't need to take these, like, weird, complicated fights where there's, like, 50 million things happening at once. Dazzle just wants people to go in the front, and then he graves them. I know you can't control your teammates, but that can be something you try to explain to them, like, just go in a straight line together. I literally say that in some of my games. I'm like, just go down a line. I will be behind you. Back up this person on front. And then, let's see, back to the summary. After the laning stage, I think this is a Broodmother thing. I'm going to assume you don't play with too many Broodmothers. I don't think most people do. But when you do have a Broodmother, you actually want to leave her alone. You don't want to go with her. You leave her to what she's doing, and I don't even care what lane it is, but it should probably be the enemy safe lane. But you just go to the safe lane, or the enemy's, whatever side lane. You leave Brood alone, and you pressure there, because a good Broodmother should be totally fine on her own, and she's either farming or taking objectives, and she doesn't care which she's doing, really. And you guys force people to go bottom instead, or top, wherever, and allow her to take objectives on her own or farm efficiently. And if they go to deal with her, then you take objectives, and it's fine either way. You're winning. So, a bit of an unfortunate throw. I think you guys were doing okay up until... So you guys got the Aegis, and then I think you just approached the Aegis wrong. A lot of people feel like we got to take the Aegis straight to high ground, but you guys should just get the tier 2 towers, wrap up your lead, and then towards the end of the Aegis, then you go. You have 5 minutes of Aegis. If we assume that when you go high ground, you're going to lose the Aegis, which is honestly a pretty safe assumption, do you want to lose the Aegis in the 1st minute or the 5th minute, right? If you use it right away, then the last 4 minutes don't mean anything. But if you save it and you use those first 4 minutes to claim map control, take all the other tier 2 towers, and then you go high ground with the last minute or two, and you lose the Aegis there, it still means you had 3 minutes where you did a lot with the threat of Aegis without even having to actually use it. So yeah. Yeah, apparently this drow has been grinding out games. Is it a smurf? Uh-oh. 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 Must have gotten a new gaming chair, though. Hey, Wade. All right, guys. I think we are done with this one. I know you're already climbing anyway, so looks like you're doing okay for yourself. I'd focus on the laning stage. Take the Broodmother lesson, but you don't play with that many Broodmothers, to be honest. So, like, I'm not so worried about that. But I think reevaluating how you use Poison Touch and then looking to stack, that's a lot more applicable to all your other games. So yeah, that's that. Bye, YouTube recording.